Why did you go to smash my glass?
Just in case. Would you like to tell everyone how your week was, or would you like me to begin?
Well, it's been an absolutely exasperating last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So the week before last, which is the week following our last podcast,
Yep.
we were on the 5th week of our home search.
Such joys we were having.
Where we found some lovely areas, but
Not really.
not really. And then we found some less lovely areas and some more lovely areas. But actually, we found a couple of good areas.
Yeah.
And the houses in the areas were awful.
Atrocious.
So let's not go into that.
No.
They were just atrocious. So we stayed in a hotel suite.
Yeah.
Which actually everyone knows because the last podcast, I think we recorded it from there.
Yes, we were.
And that was very nice.
Lovely.
And it was lovely, but it didn't have a swimming pool.
No.
So that was a problem.
That was first world problems. I mean,
Well, it
can't live
was.
without one of those these days.
Then I had a 500 or 600 mile drive
Yes.
across Spain again.
Yes. So we drove from the west coast to the east coast, and that took 2 days, really, didn't
Yes. And we stopped on the way to a place where you always wanted to go, which was very, very, as I knew it would be, disappointing because it was to see the Alhambra in Granada.
It wasn't disappointing. Well, you didn't like it.
Well, it's nothing, and it was nothing as good as like Sevilla.
Yeah, but you had this expectation. I don't know what your expectation was.
Because everyone goes on about it.
We hiked all the way up to the Granada sort of main building, which was quite a hefty hike. It took a long time because we did like several stops off. And I think that you were most excited about the Italian meal that we were climbing back down to in the end.
Yes, I was.
But that was really nice. We had a nice Italian meal. Well, you complained through most of that.
No, I didn't. What did I complain about?
After your complaining in Cadiz,
Cadiz. Well, the complaining in Cadiz, I don't know if that had taken place after the last podcast.
Yes, it did. So
Oh, right.
go
Well,
and
that
watch
was-
that on YouTube.
Yeah, that's on YouTube, but that was well and truly worth complaining about. Everyone goes on about it.
No.
What?
It was nice.
What? That's not what you said at the time.
I'm just now envisioning the beach, and I thought the beach was... Oh, no.
Well, the beach was very
the town
tiny.
was
But it
very
was
overrated place.
such a... Yeah, right, that's enough said on Cadiz.
Yeah, overrated. Wouldn't bother going if you're thinking about going to Spain. Ignore Cadiz.
Well, no, that's not very nice to say, because lots of people love it.
Who?
It's
How?
us.
Why?
Well, Andrew likes it.
Well, that's so silly.
And so, yeah, I complained there, but you did too.
Yeah.
And then we got to Granada, and actually
Yeah.
we had a lovely place to stay.
Yeah, it was quite
really
cute.
nice. It was really, really nice. And
But we arrived at about 4 or 5.
Oh God.
And bear in mind...
Excuse me, I know that we didn't arrive at that time
What time
because
did we
when
get
I
there?
went off on a little walk to find tapas bars in the street where all the tapas bars are for tapas, it was 10 to 4.
Oh, okay, sorry, right, yeah, 10 to 4. And we were starving, and we really traipsed around the entire middle of the city looking for a place to eat tapas. Anything would do at that point. But it's one of those cities that...
It's got its own rules.
It's got its own rules. It doesn't
That
like
when
to
you can eat
adapt.
tapas.
Yeah, so that was out of the question. We kept asking people, where can we eat? And they were like, what? Eat? What do you mean? You can't eat now.
You can't eat now. You can't
Like,
eat anything
why?
now.
Is it like some sort of
Would you like-
Ramadan or what?
Would you like a drink? You
Yeah.
can have a drink now.
You can have a gin and tonic at 3 in the afternoon, though.
Yes. But you don't eat
But don't
tapas.
eat tapas. What do you mean? And everyone we asked, they looked so flabbergasted, as if we just asked.
We even
for
went
like,
into a clothes shop, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that lady went into a very charming clothes shop with nice clothes. And the lady's face, we said, excuse me, all the tapas bars seem to be closed, so we're very, very hungry. Where can we eat? Well, we
can't.
don't eat. We don't eat at 4.
Yeah.
Well, we do.
What
We're
about the
hungry.
tourists? This is Granada. Anyway, she said, you can try McDonald's, Burger King or KFC.
So we said no.
So we said no.
I will want what I want.
Yeah. So we did find a plaza. We did find a tapas restaurant.
And my meal went back.
Your meal went back, and then we ended up in KFC.
Oh gosh, we did, didn't we? To
grab
get a carry-out.
Yes, we did. Hiked our way. Well, we went to the cathedral. We went to the Alhambra.
Where was the cathedral
then-
in Granada? I didn't see a cathedral.
Didn't you?
No.
Oh, it was there.
Did I?
I think you were more interested in the shop opposite that was selling interesting spices.
Oh, yes. Oh, it wasn't a very interesting cathedral. No.
It wasn't my favourite.
No.
Then we got back in the car the next morning, drove basically through the Sierra Nevada.
Yeah, long way.
A very long way, which I found entertaining, but you were most distressed.
You're absolute fibber. You did not find it
The
entertaining.
Sierra Nevada was really nice.
You took one picture of snow-capped mountains in the distance, which were just ordinary, and then we had to go through road after road after road through mountains. What do I hate more than anything in the entire
you
world?
were screaming at the slightest hill.
Wasn't a hill.
It was.
No, it wasn't a hill.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't a hill. It was huge, huge mountains. And I am terrified of mountains, but I had to drive through them. For
Not
one
without
mile,
several panic attacks first.
Not 1 mile, not 2 miles, 500 miles. Absolutely, never again.
I know. And we had to sort of come off the highway at one point just to get sort of, I think it was like a semi-detour for like 5 minutes. And you were freaking out thinking that we were going to be stuck up the mountain, which was nowhere to be seen. And we weren't. So...
I like the way you blame it all on me. Who was the one who's like, Mummy, we've only got an inch on this side. We've only got an inch and it's a sheer drop to death. Mummy, don't go backwards. Mummy, the man in the lorry, the man in the truck, he's got his hands over his eyes, shaking his head no. Don't do that,
That was a
Mummy.
different time.
Yes, but that's what's made me so afraid.
Right, okay.
Why do they have to put mountains all across Spain? Why the hell?
I don't think they put them there.
Why the hell don't they just... Sorry, I don't mean blow them up, because that would be
That would be silly.
bad sort of omen. But why don't they just, cut them down so it's nice and flat and we can
built
see?
the road through them, not over the top of them.
I know.
So I don't know why you were so fussed about it.
Why not just knock the mountain down?
It's aesthetic and also...
Aesthetic? It's a big lump.
It's environmentally sustainable or something. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's nothing. It's just in the way. That's what it is. It's in the way.
I don't know. What is the purpose of a mountain?
Nothing. That's
No,
exactly
there is one.
There's not. That's my point. It's just...
Obviously at home...
I tell you what it is. It stops you from seeing the nice view.
No, it's a home to many an animal.
Many an animal? Where were you from?
Many an
West
animal,
Ham?
dear. West Ham. West Ham.
No, there's no animals in the mountains. Don't be so stupid.
But yes,
anyway,
there are.
Let me just say, the last 2 weeks has been very, very stupid.
Okay.
But we have arrived at
A different destination to what we had intended to a few weeks ago, but nevertheless,
a place
here we
that's
are.
been gifted to us from a long time, which we're delighted to have, which is just exquisite.
A lovely infinity pool we've got there.
Yeah, a big infinity pool.
Some sunshine. I'm actually picking
Not
up
some-
some colour.
Not some sunshine, like basked
Some
in
rays.
sunshine. Absolutely all the time sunshine.
So in our next few YouTube videos, we'll probably be bronzed goddesses.
Yeah, we're in a beautiful private villa where we can just sneeze away at our heart's content.
Brilliant, very professional.
It's delightful, isn't it? And we can
Delightful.
actually see the ocean.
Can see the sea. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to touch on, you mentioned that you knew somebody, and I can't remember who it was. Was it your friend's niece or your friend's daughter? When she's looking for a job?
Oh my
and
God,
that
she
now
is. She's making her ill.
I can imagine. That's why everyone works for themselves these days, because now, back in the day when you had the good old job sites,
Excuse me.
they were sort of pretty legitimate, and now they're not. And now
It's
she
this
has
damn
to
Instagram.
pay to potentially apply to
Yes.
jobs.
So what's
Pay for the privilege of looking for one.
my niece went onto the site and it asks her 425 questions. Then it asks her to complete a test.
Yeah,
didn't
all the
it?
tests and the sort of pre-interview interviews almost, like by robots to check that
Filter.
Yeah, basically filters.
Robots filter you. So they can't see you, they don't hear your voice, they just decide from a distance to filter you. And then if you're lucky enough to get through and pass all these tests, they say, we'll let you know if a job comes up.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is stealing all your information,
getting all your
stealing your
data.
email address and then selling it. So don't apply to any of these things. Just go straight to the organisation you're interested in working for. It's
Top tips from Mother there.
It's really appalling the way Instagram is
nightmare
being
now.
used. I think Instagram should stop people from blinking advertising on there
It's- yeah.
because it's every single
Yeah.
time you put it on.
Yeah, I agree.
And the job market is making...
It's
I know
tiring.
another person, my friend's son, who's looking for a job. And he's been looking for 6-7 months. Very apt, very capable. And, it's really getting distressing for him.
Yeah, I can imagine. The job market these days...
Well,
it's not as it used to be.
Well, the tricky thing is a lot of people, although you're not allowed to judge, a lot of people like to see you face to face, but you can't go in for an interview because that person you're going in for an interview with is actually from their own home. So everybody works from home.
Yeah.
So there's no office space to go into.
You can't show your face. You can't interact with people the way you used to. Technology is driving me a bit mental.
And me.
We're lucky we've got we're sort of our own bosses.
It's really horrific how robotic everything is. What else happened that was robotic while we were travelling?
So much.
What
I feel like
happened
we
that
must
was
have
really-
mentioned it, where you had to get into your room with your phone and
Oh yeah, we did mention
everything. You
that.
had to download an app and all that. Yeah, we talked about that last podcast.
If I have another
episode.
person say to me, "Have you got the
Oh
app?"
yeah,
I'm
no.
going to
Wait, I said to the lady the other day in the supermarket, on the website for delivering your food, your groceries, do you have photographs of your products?
Like Tesco's, Asda,
yeah.
and so
And she
on.
was like, on the app you do, but I don't know about the website.
How many
Well, I don't
phones
want
are
that.
capable of having 228
Not mine.
apps
Not
to
mine.
operate per day?
Yeah. The psychology of the sundress phenomenon.
Sundress.
So now it has become summer. I officially declare it summer, June the 3rd, is it today?
4th.
4th.
5th when you hear this, people.
5th, when this is uploaded. So the psychology of the sundress, I'm fascinated by this. It's quite obvious in a way, but I would like your opinion on it, and I would like your opinion on the equivalent.
Who, me?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Is this a man
it's not
thing?
so it's a man thing.
Okay. I don't think men wear sundresses, darling.
Well, some do. You can't discriminate. But
Oh, don't stop.
there's the sundress phenomenon, which is the male equivalent of the grey tracksuit bottom backward hat phenomenon.
There's a man equivalent. Oh, right.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know the man part, the hat backwards.
Hat backwards and grey tracksuit bottoms is apparently the sort of archetypical...
slob. Sorry, but it is.
No, quite the opposite.
And I can
It's
name
not.
2 cities they might come from.
No,
Okay.
it's like, imagine Channing Tatum, backwards hat, grey
Oh,
tracksuit
well,
bottoms.
Channing Tatum.
Yes, every woman finds that attractive, and we can't really define.
Yeah, but only because
as to
Channing
why.
Tatum's in them.
That could be why.
Oh.
No, but that's like the thing. It's like, what's your we love a man in a grey tracksuit bottom. And a
I
backwards
don't. I
hat.
hate a man in a grey tracksuit bottom unless it is Channing Tatum. Don't be
But
ridiculous.
the equivalent for men for women is a man loves a woman in a sundress. Now,
Is this right?
yes. They've been interviewed. It's like, what do you love a woman wearing? It's like, is it a pantsuit? Is it like a swimsuit? Is it like a long dress? Or what? Every single answer is a sundress. And now there's different versions of a sundress. Some of them are sort of
Are they
milkmaid.
frontless, the ones the men like?
No.
Oh, right.
They're sort of... Apparently, the sort of most popular version of the sundress is a sort of corseted, tight-fitting top.
What, in the heat?
Yes, and then a floaty outskirt that hits just above your knee.
Oh, like yours.
A bit like mine, yes.
Like your new one.
Yeah, sort of.
Exactly like
or like a
it.
ruffled sort of top
Exactly
with like a cute
like
little
yours.
frilly
This
bottom.
is exactly like yours.
Everyone's got a sundress. But, your phone's gone off there. So that's the sort of equivalent, and a man loves a sundress. What is your equivalent to a man? Like, what do you love a man wearing? Because it's clearly not grey tracksuit bottom.
No. It's not really top hat and tails, but it would be...
Jolly good.
A
That's the Mad
fully...
Hatter.
It's two things. A fully blown, superb sort of wedding-style suit.
Okay.
Tails,
Right.
preferably. Or... No, three things.
Three
or
items.
a kilt, Scottish
A kilt?
with a
A
whole
kilt?
Scottish outfit.
Good
but
heavens.
above all else, what Johnny Depp wears in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Which is
A
just
big-
layers of leather and linen.
No, the white linen shirt with
Okay.
a frilly cuff. And they've got to be very manly, of course, very tanned and very
Cosplay
manly.
as a pirate is your
Yeah.
equivalent.
Yeah, I like pirates.
Okay.
But I think, without a doubt, suited and booted up as they could possibly
Really?
be. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Nothing casual, thank you.
Okay.
Just
I
think
quite
they're-
enjoy a linen shirt and a chino.
Oh, right. Who wears that then?
All the attractive men.
Like who? Go on.
I can't think all the actors that go on holiday in Monaco, that kind of vibe. They've got like a white and yellow stripy towel tossed over their shoulder.
Oh, no, don't tell me.
Tongs.
You're going to choose somebody who carries a towel over his shoulder, honey. What
What a catastrophe
a
that
golfer.
shall be.
Sounds like a golfer to me.
No.
But slovenly. It's slovenly.
Okay, I don't think it is.
Well, you wouldn't find a man in a linen suit with a
That's
Panama.
nice.
With a Panama.
What's
a bit
Panama?
hat, darling.
Why can't you just say a hat then?
Oh no, a proper Panama.
Well, I don't know what that is.
Just
then.
a hat.
Just a
not good
hat.
enough.
It's a hat.
That might be a nice version of what you're looking for. But what about? Would you like him to have sandals?
No, I can't stand a
Why is everything mono to you? A sandal, a cup of tea. I like a tea.
I love
like
a
a
tea.
sandal. You sound as if you come from. You sound as if you come from far eastern Sussex.
Oh, well, I do come from East Sussex.
Yes, but not far eastern
Far
Sussex.
Eastern. Oh, I love me a sandal. No, I don't actually. I don't like sandals on a man. I don't like the word sandals. I can't even refer to ladies'
Okay,
shoes
get off the
as
subject. I'm a mouthful of ice now.
We didn't even say what we were drinking.
Oh, God, Malibu.
Malibu.
Oh,
we were having Malibu and
Malibu.
pineapple.
Right, so a very rich pineapple juice poured over ice and topped up with half a bottle of Malibu.
For you. And a regular measure for me. No, my other question about it was, what do you think they mean about? What do you think is
So
a
men
like
prefers
in a
girls in the
sundress?
sun, probably so they can get it off quicker, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, right.
Well,
That's
you
your
asked,
reasoning.
I'm telling you, I know what men are like.
Right. Thank
It-
you.
Probably because the girl is not wearing a bra when she wears it. And she's just got a little pair of knickers or bikini bottoms on.
Oh, and the wind blows up the skirt.
Yeah, that would be behind the thoughts of
Maybe
men.
it's just that she looks like a little princess fairy.
Well, not everybody in a sundress looks
No.
like. I saw somebody the other day who looked like a bit like a, well, I don't want to say hippopotamus in a sundress. I don't.
Mother!
No, but it didn't suit her. She was rather hefty.
Oh my god. Right, what's been going on in the gossip columns? Absolutely nothing at all.
Well,
It's
hang on a
been
minute. Okay.
dead, dry, dead as a desert.
What is
Dry
going
as
Well,
a
I'll tell
desert.
you why, because politics all over the world, IT, AI, and politics and robots have completely taken over the universe. There's now no news.
Actually, now you've mentioned politics, I will bring up an issue that I'm quite opposed to, and it's not political, it has a political element, but I won't get into the politics of it. But obviously, you're right there, you're yawning.
I haven't had my siesta today.
So obviously there's the tragedies going on in Gaza.
Haven't they finished with all that nonsense?
Unfortunately, it has not ceased. But what's irking me just a touch is, as a sort of, I don't want to say content creator, but that is sort of what I am. So as I,
So you said
as
it,
I am
right.
one of the people that create content, it irks me because I know how much time and effort goes into it behind the scenes. So it's sad because on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, I've seen creators upload their content, and it's clear they spent a lot of time and work on it. And so many comments, in fact, I think we've had one or two, but so many comments have said, literally word for word, yeah, anyway, what about Palestine? Yeah, okay, anyway, free Palestine.
Oh, yeah, they do that.
Yeah, whatever, free Palestine. And
Yeah.
I think that's very
know.
rude. I think it's disregarding the creators' efforts. And obviously, there's a
What do you
time and a
mean?
place and a
Like,
space.
give me an example of a creator's content to which someone may reply.
Well, I watched one yesterday or the day before, and it was about her birthday or something. It was a typical
Nice.
sort of vlog, and it was all nice and uplifting. And I very much doubt that she's completely oblivious to the Palestine issues, and I very much doubt that she doesn't care. But she's not going to upload a video about it. It's not her work. It's her work.
Something negative.
Yeah, probably. And her job is different. So she's done that. She's posted it. Blah,
Oh,
blah,
I
blah.
see, and comments
And
on
the
that.
comments below are, some of them are saying literally quite sort of disregarding of like, whatever. What are your thoughts on Palestine? Whatever. Are you contributing to the Palestine.
So meaning
help.
like if you've got social media, you
Yeah.
can't talk about anything
Yeah.
other than war.
Yeah, basically. And I find that, I don't know, that maybe is controversial. Maybe some people would disagree with me. Maybe some people would say, yeah, they're just trying to promote, like they're just trying to get the word out there. But we all know what's going on, unless you're living under a rock. We all know. So I think it's unnecessary.
So what you're asking me then?
What do you think?
Well, I think that
Do you
if
think
some-
do you think that they have a point? Do you think that they have a right? Do you think that it's fair?
in their little world, because for them to say something like that, they clearly have no clue about anything other than what their own little pointed, focused interest is, and therefore their ignorance, and obviously they've been ill-educated, they're obviously really stupid and not very well, and they've just got in their own little tiny snail shell, and they want to say their little tiny piece. That's all. They can't think further than what they think.
Okay.
They can't think about someone else might have a different opinion. So I think that they're really stupid.
Yeah.
Really, really, the real word, stupid.
Yeah.
Absolutely stupid and ignorant. They're very ignorant.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be commenting. If
Yeah.
that isn't content that she enjoys,
Yeah,
just turn
don't watch
BBC
it.
to Sky News on.
I'm
and
sure
watch
there's
it
a
all day.
live stream somewhere that you can find.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
really talking of that. Can I just say there
Yeah.
was a big shout out to Piers Morgan.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
What's he
well,
done
he was
now?
brilliant, stopping this woman talking this morning about Israel.
I
where
heard his voice booming through the house at 7 a.m. wondering what it was.
Yeah, it was me listening to him because he's
Wonderful.
just great. And he stops this woman, I've forgotten her name, it's irrelevant anyway, and she's telling Piers, but we know that, it must have been Israel or whatever, I don't know. I honestly, I'm really, well, I'm not that interested.
You're not woke, mother.
I'm not, anyway. So she's saying, yeah, well, we killed 400 terrorists were killed. It might have been 200, but anyway. 400 terrorists were killed, and he's right, yeah. And how many civilians? She couldn't answer. Well, how many civilians have you killed? Have been killed? She said, well, 400 terrorists. Well, first of all, you don't know that. How do you know that? She said, because we have AI and we know how many. Did Churchill know how many Germans he'd killed? Well, yeah, actually. And anyway, so there's this big thing, and Piers Morgan happened to say quite a lot of things. I'm trying to think which channel you could all
That's
find this
interesting.
on, but it was really interesting because he was just very patient, let her talk for a long while, and then was, as soon as he starts to talk, they talk back. But he was saying, no, you can't say that. You don't know that. You just don't know that.
Oh my
if you know
God,
that,
yeah.
if you know how many terrorists you killed,
Yeah.
and there's a certain number of people there, you must know how many civilians you killed.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah,
wasn't interested
yeah.
in saying that.
Oh, I think if you're going to go up against Piers Morgan, you've got to get your ducks in a row. You've got to get your facts straight, because you know that he's going to ask you those sorts of questions.
Yeah. Well, she did.
She was
thought
not prepared.
She thought she was.
Well, she wasn't.
Yeah. Anyway, we're getting into politics
Yes.
now. So
No,
we
we're going to move on to the more airy-fairy, arty-farty nonsense, of which the only piece of topical news, apart from James Corden having a chat in an airport with the airport security, which was absolutely
What?
not news, but it was headlining today.
What was that? He
Basically, a plane was...
went 2 seconds late.
No, a plane had to do an emergency landing in, I think it was Lisbon. It was coming from like the Algarve to the UK, and it had to make an emergency landing in Lisbon.
Oh dear. Why?
One of the somethings didn't come up or down. I don't know. Oh, I can't remember.
The wheels didn't
Some of
go
the
back up.
plane technology isn't really terminology. Anyway, and the headline was like, James Corden gets angry at staff and makes a fuss, basically. And then you watch the video, and he's really calmly just like having a little chat of like asking what went on. Anyway, so that
It sounds a
wasn't
bit
news.
e-newsy to me.
Yeah, no, it was Daily Mail. Same
Oh, and the
difference.
Mail, same thing. Yeah.
But no, the gossip this week is the Jen and Ben might be
My Jen
on
and
the
Ben,
rocks.
My Jen and Ben.
Jenny from the block on the rocks.
Yeah, again.
So,
Well, they were together, then they broke up, then the whole world was completely and utterly delighted, nobody as much as me, when they got back together
Yes.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was a changed man. I think he'd been in rehab. I think he drank a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think that's right. And she's been forever patient and she's perfect.
well, she married Mark Anthony.
Yeah. And she got back with Ben
Yeah.
2 years ago. And, oh God, she's been looking amazing.
Yeah.
And he was looking pretty good.
Yeah.
He was looking pretty good. And it was going on for about, 14 months when I saw, maybe 16 months before I saw him open the car door and let her get inside. And do you remember I said to you, look at his face. Reluctant, eyes to heaven, banging the door closed. And I thought, And bless her, she was trying her absolute hardest to face the cameras. And I love him, don't I?
Yeah.
But I suspect he might have returned to the bottle. I don't know. I can't say for sure.
Speculation.
It is total speculation. There's nothing to prove this, but it's either that or he's just found himself getting very angry too often. And I think it's really hard for her. And bless her heart, hasn't she now?
So she cancelled her tour,
which is bad, isn't it?
Which is nuts. But I don't know why. I think she was supposed to go on tour literally this month. Like her first tour in like however many years.
But she obviously, to do a tour, you've got to be really state of mind.
Yeah, and she cancelled it.
Yeah, it must be bad. A doctor must have said something. I mean, to put from the all I'm doing is commenting on photographs.
Yeah,
in
we don't
social
know.
media, in the newspaper. You can't. But looking through and man watching like I do, I would suspect that she's been as patient as ever. And it's a little bit hard to put up, perhaps, with his moods. I could get it all wrong. I really could have. And I think she wants to do anything to save this marriage. And so she's cancelling her tour. But I don't think she can be able to pick it up again.
No, perhaps not.
Doesn't it say that you said to me something like she's cancelled the tour so she can spend time with friends and family?
Yeah, that's what it said.
Well, that is not a reason to cancel a tour.
No, I was wondering that.
Unless she's spending with friends and family because she is breaking up.
Maybe. So TBC, we'll keep you all updated on that one. Or you could read it yourself in the news columns if you like.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Our attitude.
We haven't got our speculation.
I like your little input with a sundress. I thought that was interesting. I never thought a man would say he likes a girl in a little sundress.
That is their favourite thing, a sundress. And I didn't know that until a month or so ago.
It's very cute, and it also shows that she
well.
doesn't make. She's very free and she's sort of free and easy looking. I don't mean easy.
Yeah, that's true. No, I know what you mean. Easy breezy, go with the flow.
Yeah, and she's just ready to run down to the surf's edge rather than sort of stepping out of a limo.
Yeah, I would have assumed they would have preferred like a bodycon dress, but evidently not.
What's a bodycon dress?
Like a really fitted, almost like elastic.
Well, I think they've seen enough of that. The Kardashians spread all over the place, all bits and pieces popping out like a balloon.
Right, that brings us to a close. If you would like to hear/see more from us, you can check out our other socials. Have you noticed
we haven't mentioned Donald Trump? Because we're not...
Who's that?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's that?
We're not going to. Socials are...
at @TWM_HQ on...
That's X.
On X/Twitter.
It's not Twitter.
Travelling with Mother on YouTube, Instagram and TikTok.
And the Travelling with Mother show is our podcast, which can be found on Amazon Music and, of course, Spotify and, of course, all your major streaming services.
And we'll see you next week. No, we won't. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye!